Hello everyone, in this video we'll be discussing about resource controller. So previously we created some controllers. So what is the difference between a resource controller and the controller we created in previously? Let's open one of the controller. Let's say I will open home controller. If I open it, you can see here is a method that we have created previously, the index method. What it does is just returning our home view and passing this log array in our home view, right? So if you ever worked with CRUD before, so you know that there are many operations like create, update, delete, and read, etc., right? So if I want to create a CRUD in this controller, I have to create more methods. Like if I want to create a new element in database, I will be needing another method, right? Let's say create method, sorry, create method. If I want to update a entry, so there will be an update method, okay, so on. Basically what resource controller does is help you to create your CRUD operation more easily and fastest way possible. One thing to remember that we will be not digging deeper about how resource controller works and how we can create and how we can use resource controller in this video, because resource controller need a separated practical demonstration how it works. We'll be covering resource controller more detailedly in our CRUD videos. There will be a full-fledged CRUD application we'll be building in future, so I will explain those in that part. In this video we'll just stick with how can we create a resource controller and how we can register that resource controller route in our web route. Okay, now let's open our terminal. Before showing you how can we create a resource controller, I like to show you another artisan command. It's php artisan route list. If I enter, you can see all the registered route in this project. Like here is a home route, contact route, about route, and there is another some more routes. Those are the default routes of Laravel. You don't have to think about them, just ignore them. We will just focus on home route. You can see this is the URL of your route and this is the method. We are currently using get method, and if we focus on the right, you can see the controller and which method is calling when we hit this URL, home URL, right? Now we will run this command again when we will register our resource route in our web file. Okay, for now let's create our resource controller. For that I'll write php artisan make controller, then I will specify the controller name. It will be block controller, and we will pass space -r in the end. Basically, if you recall, in previous video we create a normal controller with this command, right? php artisan make controller, then the controller name. For making a resource controller, you have to just pass another parameter. It will be -r. That is saying I need a resource controller. R is represent to resource. Okay, if I enter, that will create a resource controller for me. If I go to my controllers folder and open my block controller, you can see a resource controller. Here we have index method, create method, store method, show, edit, update, destroy. We are getting a total scaffolding of a CRUD operations, right? So now let's register this resource controller routes in our web file. Okay, so let's go to our web. In here I will register a resource route. For that I will say route, then ::. In the method I will say resource. Okay, in here we'll specify the URI. Let's say it will be blog, and after that I'll specify the class name. In previously we passed a array, but now we will be specify only the class name because we are using the resource controller, right? So it will be like this, blog controller, and we'll say class. Okay, let's end it. Now if I go to my terminal and clear this and I run the PHP artisan route list again, you can see we have some more routes in it. Now if you focus here, we have more 1 2 3 4 5 6 routes. This is called our resource route. Okay, we named our route blog, that's why it's starting with blog. Okay, if I just change it to, let's say, news, and then go to my terminal and again run that command, now you can see the route URI are starting with news. Let's just change it to blog again. Now let's clear it and we'll run this command again. Now let me highlight all the routes. So here's some routes. You can see at the first we have the get route, another one is the post route, and we have also put routes, delete, and so on. This called our resource route, which is came with our resource controller, right? We'll be discussing about the routes later on. For this video, let's discuss about the methods that generated by default when we created the when we run the command. At first we have the index. It's kind of similar to our index that we created at the normal controller, right? So if you want to show any kind of list, like we are showing the blog list at our blog page, so that kind of stuff, we will use this method, and create method will show you the create from at your front end. Then store method will store your all from data in database. Show method will show a single data. If you want to edit a item, you need to show the edit from, so we can just return our edit from here. For update, we can use update method to update some specific data, and if you want to delete any kind of data from our database, we can use that destroy function. If you don't understand anything, it's totally fine. This is just a kind of overview of resource controller. When we will do some practical stuff with resource controller, you will understand it more easily, so don't need to worry. I think that's it for this video. See you at the next one.